Cheers guys, Epix 911 here in a hallway. A little bit of a nondescript hallway, but something special today. We're going to take a look and revisit Halifax VR. So that's the VR arcade we interviewed probably about 2.5 months back. They've changed facilities, and guys, it is looking pretty damn sweet. Can't wait to share it with you guys. Let's go take a look. Down the corridor and into an office on the left-hand side, Halifax VR have created an area much closer to what they originally had hoped to build. Business partners Dan and Shawn there to greet you as you walk in. Front room serving as their front desk area and your first impression. The back half of the room dedicated to VR, almost a direct transplant from their previous location in terms of aesthetics and size. But the first big difference, this Rick and Morty mural, which will create the bright colors Dan, one of the dynamic duo, loves so much. Looking to the front from the first play space shows the reception PC, which is networked with the other room for cooperative experiences. The second room has colorful twin sofa set. Like the first room, family and friends can sit and watch whoever happens to be experiencing the VR. Love the LED strip around the perimeter of this room, and those foam colorful tiles are matched up perfectly to scale with the play space. Safety, huge for Halifax VR, and the dimensions of this room are laid out to ensure experiences don't end up with damage to people or hardware. Larger groups or parties, well, they can use the lunchroom here. You're encouraged to bring your own snacks, which is perfect for those longer sessions. The TV that the family and friends can use, it's a 32-inch, just the right size in my opinion. You've also got the person to watch live, but here's a better view of the foam tiles. Again, these are perfectly to scale, so what you see in-game and what you experience exactly match the colored area of tiles. It's just absolutely bang on perfect. Of course, me here having to try this, of course, Arizona Sunshine, which was a lot of fun. You can do cooperative play there as well. The star of the show for me, guys, we're going to take a closer look, is how the cables run to the HMD. Here's a closer look, and the system, probably the best that I've seen of this type, using the retractable carabiner key holders with the mountain climbing quality pulley up there. Just enough flex that you've got the safety of the unit, but honestly, guys, really didn't feel like there was a cable attached most of the time, which was awesome. Well, after playing, it was time to sit down and catch up with Dan. After all, it had been pretty much about 3 months, just to get a sense of how things have changed and how things are going with VR for him and his partner in general. Epix 911 here at Halifax VR Part 2.
The upgrade.
The upgrade, exactly. And what an upgrade it is. You guys have probably seen the footage already. Just a really, really sweet location. If you're in the Halifax area, definitely come check it out. Dan, we're back. I love it. This is awesome. You guys did a fantastic job.
Thanks, brother. That's why I reached out to you, because I really want you to come check it out, because last time we felt like we had an awesome setup, but we were in a dumpy location.
Right.
Now we feel like we've dumped the dump, and now we're in an awesome location, and as part of it, we were able to make our setup, which I think yourself and your viewers really liked, even better.
Oh, absolutely.
For us, of course, being a storefront, we were trying to constantly increase or make the experience better.
Right.
And it's tough with all the cables and wiring and safety and all this, to have something that's free moving and comfortable for all ages. And we, this iteration is our best attempt at it. So.
Right. And it was Shawn originally responsible for most of that.
Absolutely.
Right, exactly. And he's done a fantastic job. I love this second one. I know it's a little bit more room scale, right, than the other one, because you've gone maximum.
We've gone max base station performance. I think it's almost 15 feet diagonally.
15 feet diagonally. And guys, freaking fantastic.
And it works.
Absolutely. One of the things that I really noticed, Dan, is, and I've got a setup where a lot of times I'm switching out base stations. I use tripods, monopods. I've thought about permanent mounting, but because I'm going Rift, Vive, PlayStation, I haven't gone with anything permanent, right? What I noticed using this is just the freedom. When you don't feel you've got that artificial tether connected to you, it just opens it up, eh?
Yeah, well, it's kind of a catch because it's like we could get there's the wireless system, the
Right.
TP Cast, I think is what it's called.
Right, the TV cast, yeah.
But as an operator,
Yeah.
honestly, I think that would be the worst decision to make because
Right.
having this wired system, it's like a leash on the user. That's a bad word to use.
Right, I got you though,
but
yeah.
With us, it's all about safety because if you're not safe, you're not going to enjoy the experience. So
Right.
baseline, it has to be safe. It has to look safe when parents come in and decide if they're going to do this or not with
Right.
kids. It has to look safe when a senior comes in and they're not comfortable with their mobility.
Yeah.
It has to look safe to everybody. Without the wire set, I think there'd be injuries all the time because we see it on a daily basis. Most people, they can get into the VR. Wow, it's amazing. Some people, it's overwhelming.
Right,
and
right.
When you're playing something and an alien starts coming at you, people want to turn around and book it and run.
And people do, right?
With the combination of the cables, and if you notice here, like the curtains here are only on sides that have things you can run into. It's like it's a pure safety sensory thing. So
Right,
like when
right.
we do our orientation, when a customer comes in, it's like, hey, give the spiel about the blue grid, respect the grid.
And I've noticed your grid, your actual tiled floor, matches the perimeter in game.
Yeah, it matches the perimeter. We make sure we set it every day. The floor, we want it to be perfect every time. Because again, we're asking you to come pay money to do something that you
Right.
could set up and do at home. So of course, we're trying to make it the best we can. So we just think having the floor synced up, the track lighting, again, it looks like it's for show, but it's for visualization. When a new person comes in off the street, 95% of our customers don't know what they're coming to do.
Right.
When our phone rings or we get an email or question, it's people saying, "What is this?" Like, you've got my interest, right? But
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is this, right?
Right.
It really puts it all together. Like, so if we have, again, I'm picking on sort of like a elderly people, but when you get a 65-year-old person come through the door and they look and they see the curtains, the light, the pulley, the floor, everything's in sync, something starts to click in their head where they're like, this isn't scary, this
Right,
looks, I know what I'm going to be doing here.
Yeah.
That's where I can play. I don't have to worry about running into a wall.
So that
Obviously,
first impression,
it's
huge, right?
Yeah, so it's actually really frustrating to us if you see things out there and other operators putting like TVs in the middle of the display or poles here or nothing to keep someone from a wall or nothing to deal with wires, because I feel like we're at the introductory level where you, me, anyone involved with this right now is still trying to convince everyone else to make this mainstream. Like it
That
hasn't
leap into
made the
VR,
jump.
yeah,
Like, the
yeah.
jump hasn't happened.
That's right. We're still on that curve. Yeah.
It's on us as pioneers
Yeah.
to do it the best way that we can, right? So
Exactly.
that's why we put that time into it. And again, obviously the joke is, well, it's a legal thing. Obviously we don't want anyone
Right,
hurt.
right.
But your business isn't going to succeed if people don't come in and get it and it work. And like I said, I mean, having the floor matched up with the room doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're getting chased by zombies and
It's
now
huge.
you have
Yeah.
5 different sensory inputs that can tell you if you're safe with regards
That's
to where's
right.
the floor, where's the light, where's the curtains, it all helps and it all makes it that much better for an individual.
Now, we focused a lot on this new facility versus kind of the old, and hope you don't mind, but I kind of overheard you doing a corporate call, I think.
Yeah.
You do corporate stuff as well, because I know when we think of VR arcades, we think of residential customers coming in, but you also do corporate.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So we back to I can't remember exactly what we talked about, but we always talk about VR with regards to experiences. We never use the word games,
Right,
to be
right.
honest, unless someone comes at us
Yep.
with that, right? But to us, it's experiences, because I don't want people to think this is just a PlayStation 5
Right.
for people to buy and stuck a kid in a room and let them play, right? It's not that at all. So when you talk about diversifying your crowd or your audience or your customers, basically, using games now don't like that. So it's experiences, and so then we just spread that out into. It has an appeal to a corporate event, so it's like
Right.
you want team building, you want to break.
I was
for
just
for
going
a
to say team building, exactly.
Yeah, team building, and even just things like social committee, social events, things where we can come and set up to you for an hour. You can bring your staff in. We can set up 2 or 3 rooms. You guys want to have an afternoon where your staff can just go blow off some steam,
Right.
shoot some guns, whatever. It fits any situation. You just want an add-on to an event you're already doing. Maybe it's like, your family, your corporate Christmas party.
Right.
You want something set up in, like a photo booth, like that type of add-on
Yeah, 'cause
to a service, or it can be its own event, which is
Right. I
kind of
notice you kind of have a bit of a template, and the template to me seems to be even the people who aren't involved directly with the HMD on their head, because of the way you've got the TV and the couch layout, they're still involved, right?
Well,
with the screen.
and that was a result of, so people, like I said, 9 out of 10 people that call or come through the door, or what is this, I want to do it. So the first thing that we started to notice that threw people off, whether when they wanted to commit to come or not, was, oh, it's one person at a time. And there's this negative connotation with that.
Right,
oh, it's
right,
one person
right.
at a time. So what was our solution? Oh, it is. However, do you enjoy making fun of your friends and ridiculing your friends and being involved in watching your friends act like a moron? Yes, well, then you may enjoy coming down here because, and then we get into the, when you're not playing, you have the big screen, you can watch and follow along. Yeah, so it was a big distractor because people thought, oh, it's one at a time, I don't want to sit and do nothing while someone else is playing. And so we're like, well, no, it's not really like that, because not only can you see what they see on the screen, obviously it's not as good.
Right.
You're right beside them. That's why it's intent. This is so close.
Exactly.
So even when they're in there, you're here. You feel out here. You feel like you're with them. Of course, they feel like they're somewhere else.
And it probably gets pretty rowdy laughing wise,
It
right?
does. So that's why it's free Wi-Fi. Post videos to our pages, or or if you want us, let us do videos, and then follow along here. And then it also gives these people who are waiting to go to kind of see different stuff. And we always tell them, as part of it, you see someone play something you like, let us know when it's your turn.
And that is probably one of my biggest pet peeves, is this thinking that VR isn't social. And almost everything you're describing to me, it's like, if not social, the ultimate social, right?
Yeah, well, it's more social than going to a movie, I'd say. Because,
absolutely.
If you have good etiquette.
Passive entertainment. Here you're involved still, right?
And you can hoot and holler and yell. It doesn't distract from their experience. People most of the laughing and some of the best videos we have are from the people in the background who are just dying because, like, we talked about it earlier, like, angry dad comes in with kids and doesn't want anything to do with video games. He doesn't want to be here. Like, he can't believe this. His Sunday's being spent here watching his kids play Xbox. This is what he thinks coming in the door.
Exactly.
By the end of it, he's in the room, he's shooting guns.
This is the ultimate stress relief.
Kids are begging to get their turn in, and
Dad's hogging it.
Yeah, and then, like, mom or whoever else is there are laughing their butt off at dad, who's in there acting like a 5-year-old who doesn't like games, who is now blasting aliens and, like, giggling.
Which again goes back to VR experience as opposed to game, right? You don't have that connotation right off the bat, right?
We tell people it's not games, and in fact, again, I know I said this to you last time, we have an Xbox 360 or Xbox One controller up at the front
if you want to game.
No.
Right.
So when people come in, and like I said, 9 out of 10 people come in and they have this look like, what are we going to be doing? We hold up the controller and say, if this is what you're here for, you're at the wrong spot. This is not this. And then we put the controller in the drawer and say, you're here for an experience. And then that's which is good, because that gets their eyebrows raised. I mean, they're already at the door anyway, so I know they're going to do it. But again, for us, I don't know if it's, call it part of our brand. I think it's better for VR to not be known as a gaming thing, because to be honest, a lot of the hardcore gamers that I've talked to about VR kind of have a stuck up kind of snobby.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that.
Like
and we see that too, my viewers and myself.
That's not a real game, and that's cool.
That's right.
Because my ultimate end game for it would be live event integration. That's I'm just can't wait. I want to watch
and we'll get there
game on Sunday. At home, but be there. So
now you can also, with this dual setup, you can do co-op bookings, right?
Yeah. So we haven't built any of our own software, so we're kind of limited to
what's
other
available.
Publishers are putting out. And
like Arizona does co-op. Could you do that co-op?
Yeah, and it works on local networks too. So a big thing with us is there's a lot of games you can connect with people online. We do get a lot of younger kids, and we don't want to offend anyone type thing. We don't
discourage the online a little bit.
Yeah, we don't let anyone under 19 connect or go on the internet here.
Exactly.
Because
you can't control it.
My first 5 experiences online in VR were virtual assaults. I guess like people putting their controller in my groin, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
been there, done that. That's right.
Or you get a lot of stupid language online.
Exactly.
So for us, because it's cool, like the Star Trek Bridge Command, it's a cool one. You could get a lot of groups in here to do something like that, right? But
with the online element, it can turn negative quick, right?
That's always a key thing for us.
Especially when you say that perception being so important, you don't want parents even getting a sniff of that.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, you walk in the door, if you hear a few F-bombs, they better be from Rick and Morty, not from some idiot online.
That's right. But 19 and over, all bets are off, right? Yeah, exactly.
You're an adult. And we'll warn them, though, because we'll say, hey, by the way, once you go online, we are not responsible for anything that gets sent to you.
So just going back to the corporate booking for a second. So if a business is watching this, best way to get in touch with you, just online?
Yeah, jump to our website, Halifax VR. Our phone number's on there. Call, text. We actively try to answer the phone and get back to people.
Right.
DM or contact us on any. If we exist in a form, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, our website, phone number, we use them all. You can book, contact us through anyway, which
perfect.
Is again a result.
Well, we chat mostly through Twitter ourselves, direct message. Exactly.
So to us, nothing frustrates me more as a consumer when some company has like a Facebook page and you message them on it and they never get back to you, and it's like because they're like, well, you should call us. It's like, well, you shouldn't have a Facebook page if you're not going to accept messages and respond to them on it. Like,
exactly.
It doesn't make sense. So anything we have, we get back. Like if we're not back to you within 20 minutes, that's a fail on our point of view. So and we answer the phone when it rings, as you have
I've noticed that exactly, and it's been ringing a lot. Holy smokes!
It's taken us a while to get started.
Off the hook. Question one more. Just going back. I've got this obsession with demographics.
Sure.
Probably some of that is just the YouTube analytics. I study that pretty much every day. Look at that. You say you've got a lot of elderly customers. They'll walk in, and usually it's something like a travel thing that they're interested in, right?
Yeah.
Do they walk out with that same, or do they have a new idea of what VR usually is capable
a little
of?
bit of both. It's funny.
Okay.
It's funny. I'd love to sit down and talk with some other operators sometimes.
Right,
Shawn and I have developed our own kind of little inside jokes and things, and we call like certain things like the job simulator dance, we call it, where any kid that plays job simulator for more than 3 seconds just starts dancing in VR, no matter what. They just start dancing in job simulators. This is what happens. So anyway, the older people, there's certain programs, say like Google Earth, they call it like a time trap. Right? So if I want an easy day, and a group comes in and I'm just not feeling very social, I want to talk to anyone or whatever, I'll be like, here, try Google Earth. You can't get them out.
Wow.
Right? You can't get them once they get in there, and once they're comfortable and know how to get around, people are just cruising around.
Especially with the updates to that program.
The street view is unbelievable. It's amazing. So, in that case, but what it does is, so in the cases where, we're being human and we do want to introduce them to more stuff, it's a gateway to more stuff. So we'll say they try, I want to travel, do Google Earth, be like, oh, cool, well, now do you want to try like maybe something like Everest? Because that introduces something more of a gameplay feel.
Right.
Like we walk across the bridge or whatever.
Exactly.
Oh, that'd be great. So we put them in there, then they do something in there and they interact, and they're like, oh wow, and we're like, oh well, you want to try something really fun? You want to try shooting a bow and arrow and defend your castle? Huh? Okay. Then all of a sudden you got like a 70-year-old woman in there like owning it, just bang, 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 bang.
And there's a physical there's exercise in there, there's mobility, there's a lot of benefits, right?
It is. It's fun. And then, some older people, like we've had some where it was a granddaughter brought her aging mother who was, I don't know if she's on her deathbed or, but, she wasn't well, always wanted to go to Australia.
Right.
We sat her in on a chair. I mean, this was a person that probably didn't know how to use a remote control for a TV.
Right. But had some bucket list items.
Yeah, right? So we sat her down in there. We sat beside her and we controlled it and took her around and Google took her to Australia, showed up.
Awesome.
It was amazing. Again, that was kind of more of a one-off type thing. But outside of that, I find is, again, once you get them in, it's more, and we do this even with non-elderly customers. It's a progression. You come in the door, we don't throw you in something where it's like a serious SAM, where it's like high intense energy. You got to be on the ball. Not only do you have to be comfortable in VR, but you got to be a competent kind of strategist, gamer, whatever.
Right.
We start you slow, like underwater. Oh, look at the fish, and it's let's go to the lab, and now you learn how to teleport a little bit with no real ramifications. No one's chasing you, trying to murder you. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Now it's
scale
look at that table of stuff. Here's how you pick up something, and then we just slowly graduate people like within their session, and then.
And you've got a good sense over time of reading that. Right?
I think so. We got lucky at the beginning. I mean, with like certain things
trial
that we
and error,
have
right?
to do. Yeah, and then now if I had to write a book about it, I don't know if I could, but honestly, I feel like as soon as someone comes in the door, like they don't know it, but I already know in my head where I'm taking them.
Yeah.
And part of it's based on them, and if you come in and you're wearing a Rick and Morty t-shirt, well, chances are.
One of the things Shawn and I were talking about, Dan, just when you had stepped out to take a call, was, and the reason I want to mention this, if you're watching and you're thinking of going here and you're somebody who's you know, maybe not that confident speaking in front of people or, you know, being in front of a group, there are absolutely no rules. If you feel like you're looking like an idiot, believe me, nobody is judging. And I think that's the one thing I really want to kind of get across, that it's all about relax and chill here and just letting people enjoy the experience,
yeah, exactly.
right?
We try to be like super intimate. So we moved to this new spot,
Right.
and we kind of use it as jokes. You know, our last spot, it was a former corner store, and when you pulled up, that's what it looked like.
Right.
You didn't even know. You're like, am I going to get murdered or am I going to do VR? I'm not sure. I'll take the chance, right? But here,
Right.
you come up, and again, no signage down front. There's a big empty sign, and the big sign down there that
Yep.
should be ours. And after the first month, we're like, this is good because we just don't want random showing up. We're by appointment only.
Exactly.
And it's hard to make sure everyone knows that because it's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of a unique type of setup for this type of business.
Mhm.
But what it does is when people come in, at most you might see 3 people you don't know when you're here. Most
Right.
times you're going to be able to come in and out with your group. You're not going to have to deal with anyone else besides us.
Mhm.
Deal with any other public. No one's going to ruin your time. No one's going to be
Exactly.
watching.
Right,
you.
right.
The rooms are separate, and then all the rooms have curtains. So even if you want to be like a real, is that xenophobe? No.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not right. You know, and you want to like close yourself in so no one can see you. That's totally cool. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
we do a lot of videos and we record stuff, but never without permission. Everything's
Right.
all we always ask up front. You know, if anything's compromised.
But the cool thing there is they can then go back and share that video with friends, family,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Or we'll
Yeah.
record for you. A lot of the
Right,
times,
right.
your people's friends and stuff record them. And again, for us, I think it's where it's a new technology, and like I said, most people that buy from us don't know what they're buying when they come in.
Right.
It's just important to consider that. I think
Yeah.
having an intimate venue
That's
works.
right.
And
And
I don't
it-
want to put someone in front of a glass window on a busy street doing
Exactly.
VR. That's not a
And I
shoot.
think what you're going to find, at least that's been my experience, and those people who I've had try VR, is a lot of that just disappears into the background. You get swept up in the experience, and that is part of the magic of VR.
But we had a group, this fits this perfectly.
Right.
It was just, not this Sunday, last Sunday. It was a family of 5, and I could tell one of the children was really shy. She's probably like 13, 14, and you know, her brother went first. You know, he was excited. No shame. You're right. You know, just went in there, went AP. It was awesome. You know, then
Right.
the dad went, and the mom was really shy. But then after seeing that, then they want to go, and then it was like coming around to get the girl's turn, and I could tell.
Yeah.
The only reason why she didn't want to do it is because she didn't want to be on display
Right.
in front of her family. Because when everyone else went, everyone was recording, making videos, laughing. Who knows? Like nothing real negative. But
Right.
some people just don't like that.
That's
cool.
right.
So I just took her aside. I said, "Look, I know when your turn comes, do you want to go over to the other room and just do it on your own?" And I was like, "That way they can stay here and keep going, and you can just go over there and make sure it's all cool."
Perfect. Yeah.
And her eyes lit up right up. She's like, "Oh yeah." So I took her over here. We put the door back on. So now we can kick it because we don't have to take the door out if it's like
Right,
sunroofs, right? Plus we like having a real
And
front
that's
door.
the flexibility of this location. Yeah.
And took her over there into the other room, dark lit, and there's no customers there waiting to watching her, and she got to do it by herself. She did. We put her in
On her terms.
On her
Yeah.
terms. She came back over here and jumped in front of her family, and it was great.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was just like it doesn't happen a lot, but a lot of the times when people come in groups, because we do a lot of birthday parties, bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, that type of thing. It's it's someone who's just shy, doesn't want to be up on stage,
Right.
and which is fair because
Exactly, and that's why I bring it up.
and that's part of this. Part of the things you got to deal with if you want to be an operator.
So there you go. You got options. If that might be you to a T, you've definitely got options for
Yeah.
exactly that. So that's awesome, Dan.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to say before?
Just to anyone else out there that's thinking about being an operator or that is an operator, can you just do your due diligence with regards to the user experience? Like, we're all ambassadors at this point. We're all fighting and struggling with each other in the same space, but at the same time, we owe it to each other and the VR. Like,
Right,
the
right, to
technology.
push VR forward.
Do it right. Don't take risks. Don't take shortcuts. Try to give your users the best experience you can, and if you
Yeah.
can't, get out.
Yeah, and we'll do that. We're gonna take a look. I know I'm kind of curious to see what some of the other operations are like, and exactly, and because you're right. I mean, right now VR needs to succeed. Period.
Yeah. Well, every one of us is getting people doing it for the first time.
Right. Exactly, and those first impressions, right? It goes back to what you said earlier.
Yeah. So
Right on,
that's
Dan.
it.
Thanks
man.
much.
Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
it.